Hi, this is Isaac from Turn Sounds. A pelican can catch many fish with one scoop.
Welcome to Just Keep Walking. This is a podcast focused on the Walking Dead universe, and today we're covering the season finale of Daryl Dixon, season 1, episode 6. Finally, an English name that's easy to say, Coming Home. Have you got any corrections, any Google Translate you want? All right, cool. I'm Ben, joined today by...
Liam.
Also Liam.
Oi.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you have to be a true fan to know who you're listening to.
I like it.
I like it.
Spoilers, as always, so if you haven't seen the episode, then go watch it first and have a listen afterwards. If you don't care, then just listen anyway. That's fine.
Fantastic.
All right, so Isaac, how about you start? What's your first
Yes,
impression for this episode?
My first impression is
Or
of
first
Daryl.
impressions?
No, I won't do a Daryl impression. Never mind.
Hi.
What was that?
That was Daryl saying, hey.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay,
A whole lot where I was like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
did I often, when I watch things I don't understand, have the little caveat in my brain that goes, Isaac, you're not very smart. It probably just went over your head. And I go, okay, I'll watch it again later and I'll pick it up. This one left me a whole lot more of that. So,
Of which one?
of the I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll understand it later.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
We'll talk about those as they come up. But yeah, no, enjoyable. I think we talked about it like 18 cuts to black or whatever.
Yeah. Like Lord of the Rings.
Because it was a fairly long episode. Yeah, 53 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so are you talking about things like that, like the very opening that we're looking at where it's not supposed to make sense and then it does get explained later in the episode, or other stuff?
No,
Okay.
like, I mean, full spoilers ahead, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
But like Laurent on the beach at the end, like, huh? Like, what? And then, old mate with the Mike Tyson tattoo,
Yeah.
like just shooting them all and then saying next time and walking away. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what? And the whole crowd at the start turning on them and on the lady and chanting Daryl's name and everything when they were just all on board with her right before.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, everyone loves a great, gladiatorial match and everything, and but yeah. But yeah, I've talked too much already. What do you guys think?
Oh, all good. Liam, you go.
I liked the start of it with this whole little Coliseum Battle Royale.
Yeah.
But after that, nah,
Okay.
Okay.
not interested.
Fair.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
You had Liam for 5 minutes of the episode.
Yep, pretty
Yeah.
much.
You even kept him through the opening titles. That was so random.
Wasn't it?
It was like just
Placed
right in the
so
middle of the scene.
strangely, yeah.
And then just continued the scene afterwards.
Was it because Laurent, I think, maybe said a prayer or something like that, and so like we're
Yeah.
waiting to see whether his prayer works or something. Maybe.
It feels more like a ad break where it's
Ah.
like you have to cut away at some point. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough. That'll keep people coming back. But it's like you didn't have to put that there at all. You could have put it before or after. Like, yeah, that just kind of seemed pretty random to me. But oh well, not too bad.
Well, straight away, points. We got the payoff of like the spitting acid walker thing returning. We were hoping that wasn't just going to be a once-off novelty. But
Yeah, still not enough for me though, because they didn't explain it at all. And it even without an explanation, that's all right. But like, it didn't. Every time they were in a situation like when they were ripping the head off that one above the guy, where an acid walker would have changed the dynamics of the scene, then it was just a normal one. And there was the one, yeah. I mean, the guy Laurent had to kill to save Isabel. His blood splattered all over the place or whatever, and it's like, oh, he wasn't a.
that was just Quinn from
acid
before,
one.
though. So
Yeah, so that kind of makes sense, but it just seemed very convenient that every time they were in a corner where someone was going to get sprayed with blood, then it wasn't an acid one, which kind of begs the question: why did you introduce them in the first place if it wasn't even going to change the dynamics of the scene at all?
Yeah.
I wondered to myself whether it was like a disgrace or like the most badass thing ever for him to use the French flag, in the slow-mo and it's like
Yeah.
flapping in the wind. I don't know whether that would like rile them up or they're like, how dare you disgrace our flag or whatever. Wasn't sure.
Yeah, how like probably an American flag. Oh,
In
it's
America,
still
they
with
would have been like,
that.
"Woo, America!"
Would they be like, yes, America defeated the zombie, or like,
Yeah.
how dare you defile the American flag? I
Nah,
don't know.
don't know.
Yeah. Oh well, someone from France can write in and let us know. 10cents@gmail.com. Yeah. Look, overall, well, yeah, the whole opening scene, the lighting was awesome. It was exciting. There was some cool stuff, but the whole thing really, and this is skipping to the end, as far as the whole point of the episode, it revolves around the kind of theme of Daryl being a father, and I liked having that tie in with the World War One thing or World War Two or whatever it was, with his granddad and how that all kind of played together. Like that was nice as far as the theme of the episode, but at the same time, just knowing that this is a continuation of a character from another show where he's actually abandoned to Judith.
Yeah.
He's got a much deeper
Yeah.
connection with and owes a lot more to than Laurent. That was the first thing that was in my head the whole time. It's like, what? You're making a big deal about this, but he's just abandoned like 3 other kids at home who need parents. Like even Lydia, you could put in that category.
Yeah.
She's enough of a kid, and he took her in. And I mean, you could kind of say Herschel. I guess he doesn't have a dad anymore, But there's mainly Judith. It's like he's already made this big promise and abandoned someone, and now it's like the big turning point is that he's going back for this random kid who he's known for a week and had a few conversations with. It seems a bit strange.
Believe it or not, my four out of 6 notes are all around this scene, and there's some silly ones.
Yeah, sure.
I
No,
apologize.
go for it.
First of all, there's I don't know what his name is. I keep calling him
Quinn?
Mike Tyson, dude.
Oh, that
Oh,
guy.
yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah.
It's like Corden or something, actually.
Oh, that sounds right. We'll go with that, James
Okay.
Corden.
Yeah, sure. So he leans down and says like, "Today you died, Dixon," or something like that.
For my
Sure.
brother.
And I straight away just thought of the Thanos, like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
Like you have this weird obsession with me. Like you keep coming after me, like, I don't know who you. Like,
Yeah, that's very true.
yeah.
I'm with you on that.
But then I
Yeah.
also straight away thought of an alternate universe, right? Where Scott Gimple is the one in the gladiatorial pit or whatever, and Liam's
Yeah.
just there like, "Today you die."
This is going kind of all over the place now, but apparently at the whatever Comic-Con or whatever happened last week, Scott Gimple did say he's planning to pull all the spin-offs together into a big climax, or at least tie them all together at some point. So who knows?
He was in charge of the dumpster scene, so
Yeah, there you go. You never know.
Scotty G.
it's a
And-
reference to trash.
Actually, while we're on that, there's a few rumors going around after last week of who Carol was talking about on the radio, saying someone came back. That it's Morgan came back because, well, minor spoilers I guess kind of big spoilers for Fear the Walking Dead if you care and you haven't seen it yet, is that for now it's ended with him heading off back to Alexandria. So that's kind of likely, and it makes more sense if they're trying to tie everything together.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And 'cause, like, if it was Rick, you'd feel like she would have made a bigger deal about it.
True.
It's like, oh yeah, that's right. Morgan came back. That guy. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That
Yep.
makes a lot more sense.
Fair.
We'll see.
Lighting dude needs a raise when all the walkers are there chained up on the wall, and one by one they get spotlighted, lit up, and everything.
Yeah. Right.
With the reveal.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was cool. I mean, you got to imagine it was only dark for like 10 seconds or something before the lights started coming back on. So they appeared there very quickly, but still very cool, like reveal and everything. It just feels so like video game.
Yeah.
Could you go to that bit where all the lights go out again? Is the window light still coming through, or have they got people like closing shutters outside the window, running around like, quick, that one, left, right, number 2?
Is it as they are?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's about there. Oh, just before that.
Yeah, right there.
Let's see. These guys just ready to kill each other straight away.
I'm gonna say something terrible before all of this.
Go
The
for it.
crowds are chanting. Oh no, okay, you still got the lights
Okay.
outside through
Fair
the
enough.
windows. They're like they're chanting something, just like general crowd hyped up
Yeah.
chanting. But I could have sworn. No, you can't hear it now anymore. But Ben, you might need to cut this out. It sounded like they were actually just chanting in French, like going oh ha oh ha oh ha.
It's definitely not the most offensive thing you could have said just now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
couldn't.
Very
unhear it.
true.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Off air, I'll tell you what I think I heard.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. What happens after this? Let's move on to the next scene. A lot of this, the choreography and stuff, was pretty cool. There was a little bit of the, Last Jedi, the guards, whatever they're called, where they're spinning
Yeah.
around because you have to pass 5 seconds for that person to get to the next spot. There were a few moments where like the walker jumps on him. It's like, why isn't he biting him right now? But it's just because they had to like leave room for Daryl to get there. So there's a few things, like if you think too much about it, it doesn't quite make sense, but it looks cool. There's some cool choreography.
I do like that it's not a perfect science as well. Like one of them, while they were turning, the head exploded, you know? So it's like,
Yeah,
oh, what's
yeah.
and then they start attacking each other, and it's like, this is not supposed to happen. So,
Yeah, it was pretty cool actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
Corden, there you go.
Corden. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty random, I guess. The whole scientist thing. It was really just revolved around this one gladiator scene, but hey, it is what it is. It might lead to something more in the next season, I guess.
As far as payoffs go, with like, we know what, what's her name?
Isabel,
not Elizabeth. Isabel, what she can do with like pickpocketing. Cool that we see
Yeah.
it again here.
that was a good payoff.
I have a note here about so old jail cell. Look at it. The place looks ancient. You know, I can imagine her going, and it's interesting that this happened kind of like off scene or whatever. But after she puts the key in, you can imagine like clink as she like opens the.
Everyone running
hears
back in. It echoes off the concrete hallways.
That's it. Door hinges squeak as well. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Totally called it. He loses an arm, a hand.
Winnie. What a shame. We had to lose that character.
It's a shame, like when you point out the whole biting and the choreography being a little bit Last Jedi-ish. It's a shame that they didn't actually show him getting bitten, because seeing the reveal of his bite, I don't know if you guys felt the same, but I was not like, oh no, he's been bitten. Oh, what are we gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
there was no reason to hide it. They could have just shown him, get bitten. From there, he's like, okay, Daryl, we both know what this means. Let me go out doing something good.
Yeah, that's true. And that probably would have made the fight scene hit a little bit harder if you
Yeah.
actually see him get bit. It's like, whoa, okay, there's some stakes.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can go back after and have a look. I'll bet you when he jumped on, you can see a bit of something happening.
Probably, yeah. It's just, I mean, this isn't just in this show as well. There's plenty in World Beyond and Fear and everything else where they're just not paying attention or just don't care about the zombie rules of, like, pretty much what has been established in the show is a walker will come up to you and the first thing it's trying to do is bite you and get its mouth on you, and then all these walkers will come up and just start like flailing around and like standing there. It's like, what? That's not how it works. So yeah, it just, I don't know, just kind of
with
then
ya.
makes it
Yeah.
a lot more, the stakes feel less because it feels like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they're just gonna write whatever's convenient for the plot at this
Yeah.
time rather than sticking to the rules that we know. And so when a walker does get close to someone, we should be feeling like, oh, their mouth is that close. Like when in season 4, when that one's trying to like bite Carl's boot, and that's like,
Yeah.
that was almost the most on the edge of my seat I've been watching this show, because it's like so close and you know that it's like moving its mouth towards his leg. But then sort of more recently, it's like, oh, well, they do that sometimes and only when it's convenient. So,
Yeah.
Interesting that they didn't really come back to that dream sequence from the other episode.
Yes. Very interesting. It seems perfectly primed for it as well.
Yeah.
In the tunnels.
Yeah. So you got a scene here of Laurent having to slay his first walker, which is also his dad. So that's, even though he doesn't necessarily consider him that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And has he even killed any other walkers before
I
this?
don't think so, no.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Well, that's the thing, because he had the whole, father priest, who they just
Yeah.
thought was really sick or whatever, afflicted by this sickness, and so they didn't want to kill him. Yeah, similar thing.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. One other, we were talking about this off mic as well. Speaking of Last Jedi, while we're on the subject, that was something I was going to say is one of my favorite Last Jedi apologists or fans, whatever you want to call it. He also posted to his Instagram story today that he thinks this Daryl Dixon show is the best, or at least his favorite season of any Walking Dead at all. So that was a bit of a surprise. But hey, I guess some people out there love it. Maybe that says something about The Last Jedi.
Another.
Wow.
Even though I love The Last Jedi, if you didn't know that already, if you don't listen to Astromech.
To quote Last Jedi, I would give you a General Hux line and say, "Ha, he's insane."
Yeah, there you go. But I mean, it's at least good to know that there's some people out there who are enjoying it and who think it's pretty good. So, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, her getting stabbed, Isabel, that was something.
Yeah, we were talking before because later you see her wound, and it very much looks like it's gone through the back of... Oh, look at that!
Hey.
It did.
Ouch.
Dang, that guy's got some grit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about this whole scene, though, where he shoots the guys. As far as just not knowing how to feel about it.
Because he's looking at Daryl with malice. He's... I get, you don't want to kill a kid. Fair enough. You can... And that might have been his motivation for shooting everyone else. But then I would have thought at least he would then try and shoot Daryl.
Because it almost feels like... I mean, I'm sure there's a few other examples. The obvious ones, Darth Vader picking up the Emperor and throwing him in the thing, like that hot trope where the villain, you've seen conflict in him the whole time, and then finally when push comes to shove, then he's like about to do it, and then he turns and kills the other people instead. That's sort of, I'm trying to think where else that's been done, but it didn't quite feel like that. It just felt like just out of nowhere he just randomly changed his mind.
But the whole sparing Daryl's life with the next time, Dixon.
Yeah.
Like, you still, going by what you've said there, you still believe that he killed your brother. Like, there was no conflict resolution of, I don't even know what you're talking about. Who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that was the girl. That random girl who was in one episode. She killed your brother.
Or tie it more into the whole dad theme and say, oh, I lost my father when I was a child, and I don't want the same to happen to this kid. Or, something like that. It'd be a bit generic, but...
At least it'd be something, I suppose.
Yeah.
There you go. And he gives him the advice as well about burning the Jeep, so...
yeah.
If that's a Jeep, I don't know.
Yeah. And, I mean, this whole episode for me, I don't know, this might just be me. It's not necessarily a technical thing, but just every... other scene transition, when it cut to the burning Jeep, it just felt so weird.
Yeah.
And just like a bunch of scenes that probably worked better on paper, and it just doesn't quite feel right here. And especially, having this girl on the left, the other nun that came with them, her whole love goodbye story, like,
for what?
Why should we care about her? She hasn't done anything. And then even after like a big, with sad music, they say goodbye. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And then they talk about it in the car. It's like, come on, just leave it, move on.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. We thought she was dead 2 episodes
Yeah.
ago, or we forgot she existed. Like, yeah. Who knows?
Beautiful setting with the nest here.
Really nice. Lots of really beautiful shots. This whole episode, hey.
Well, I think we could all agree, that's one thing that we really can't fault this whole series for. It's just the locations all around, be it underground, the catacombs, the palaces, the nightclubs.
Yeah. And the cinematography for the most part.
Yeah. Very well
Yeah.
done.
So, what do you guys remember? Like, what's even going on here? Why are these people expecting him?
They think he's the Messiah or some.
So, how did they
Bollocks.
know? Oh, they were chatting on the radio or something, maybe.
Must have been.
Right. Okay.
Or one of those messenger pigeons.
Yeah. Because, yeah, like, so he's the Messiah. Then what? Like, were they expecting something to happen when he arrives? Like,
No clue.
Just
Yeah.
to keep him safe, I guess.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it just kind of seems like he'd come and there'd be someone sick and he heals them. Or I don't know. There's someone they've been waiting for him to arrive so that then this thing can happen.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, he's here, and then it's just move on.
Good job, everyone. Go
And so
team.
as far as like this whole mission has been around, oh, we've got to get him to this place.
Yeah.
And it should feel like a big payoff now we've arrived here, but it just feels like,
Here's a
oh,
necklace.
okay, whatever, they just arrived.
Well done.
Yeah.
I was full on expecting it to go like full Avatar, where like he's in the center of all of these people and they're all like touching each other's shoulders, all the way leaning back to him, or you know, some
Yeah.
full like he is the one type thing. And Daryl's like, cool, I'm not needed here anymore, and then that's when he goes off. But yeah, what we got was fine. It wasn't over the top. Yeah,
Sure. This Asian guy's pretty cool. Or New Jersey guy.
New Jersey guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before now, be honest with me. Have you ever seen an Asian-looking guy speaking French?
Not that I can think
Yeah,
of.
I can't think of it.
Not ever. Not for me.
I mean, I've got a few Asian friends who have like the strongest Aussie accent, and it's so funny. Like when you first get to know them, when it's just like you see someone across the room and you expect them to sound a certain way. Like, g'day, mate. How are you? Oh, okay.
When they sound more like stereotypical. Aussie
Yeah, more than you do. Yeah. All right.
Cleaning
wakes
of the
up.
wound.
Daryl's teaching these people how to shoot.
I found that a bit ridiculous.
What?
Teaching him how to shoot. Like, how long are we in the
Yeah.
apocalypse now? And
Yeah, true.
You
They're
just
mostly
learning how to
kids and
shoot.
stuff, though, aren't they?
I thought they were adults.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, look at that dude's hair.
He's got grey hair.
43 and a half at least.
Never too late to learn. Maybe he was a librarian or whatever back in the day, or a accountant.
Yeah, probably was, but again, how many years into the apocalypse are we?
I mean, if they're in this castle, maybe they've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's a
Just
cool.
seems weird. Like,
that's a good
even
place
in
to
the
stay.
castle, I would have expected that there'd be some sort of, you know, if we get breached by walkers or if we get breached by other survivors who are trying to steal what we have or kill us, we need to know how to defend ourselves.
I mean, the nuns taught themselves.
yeah.
Good point. So yeah, the whole thing for me, like most of this, I just was kind of thinking like, what's the point, and just waiting. Like then it finally did get to okay. The whole thing so far, at least as far as we understand and really care about, is Daryl had to get this boy here so then he can go back home, and so at least they approach that in a pretty straightforward way of, all right, cool, I've got
Until
to go.
he leaves and just goes on the cliffside.
Yeah.
Yo, Daryl, you thought you got rid of me? Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on that end scene, there was some cool stuff with the walkers tumbling down the sand dunes and all that. That was some
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool
true.
stunt work.
Mm.
Might have been the same guy on the motorbike. Who knows?
I tell you, this whole interrogation thing that Boss Lady has with Gordon, I'm talking all about like, you know, the art pieces and I
Yeah.
can tell which eyes tell the truth and which ones lie.
Yeah.
She hasn't actually said to him, "You're lying," but by saying it that way, it like shakes a person to be like, "Ooh, you must know that I'm onto something."
Mm.
It's a good tactic because like
Yeah.
if you say to someone, even if you're not like, before you tell me the truth, I already know what the truth is. Makes the person go, "Oh."
Sure, yeah.
There's a couple of tactics that are similar to that. You can use the like the innate desire that people want to be correct.
Yeah.
So, say you wanted, or if you were in that position, I'm starting to fade. Sorry,
That's all right.
the heat's now getting to me.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
listening.
not a stab. It's been a hot day.
You can
for
take
our
your shirt
listeners.
off or something if you want.
Take your shirt off. If you were to say, in her position there, Benj. Again, I'm trying to think now. This is just absolutely gone
The
pear-shaped.
heat's gotten to us.
Yeah, I'm having a complete mental blank.
We're losing
Maybe
it.
that's the tactic thing. You just turn up the heat in the room and they go,
And they crack like eggs. Oh, gosh.
They can't think hard enough to come up with a
Yeah.
good lie.
Yeah, 100%. No, okay. So if you were to say in her position, look, I know that you shot 2 of the guards and Daryl shot the other one. I know that's what happened. People have this like innate, I suppose, desire to actually correct it. Go, no. Daryl, like I did this, that, and the other, or this is what actually happened. So I read in a book like FBI used that to actually interrogate people. It's a way that they elicitation technique. That's what
Oh yeah. So by not denying the other part of it, they're confirming that half of the story. So is
not
that
even
it?
that. It's just sort of it's telling a lie,
Right.
but saying that this is what's happened. Whereas people like naturally want to be like people want to correct things.
Yeah.
So even in
interesting.
terms of like asking for if you were trying to haggle for price of something, you could say, "Oh, what's the markup on this?" It's easily 50%. Say you know that the markup is 75%. You
Yeah.
could say, "Oh, you'd easily be making 50% off of this." And they're like, no, it's actually 75%. If they were not supposed to say it's 75%. Yeah, I read that I think it's from Never Split the Difference by Chris
I would have
Voss.
thought it'd be more the other way. Like you say, "Oh, I know the markup on this is 90%. Like you guys charge a crazy amount," and then they say, "Oh no, it's only 75."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying
same
to, like,
thing, yeah.
justify-
Same thing. Probably more towards that, actually, yeah.
crafty.
There you go.
So, but yeah, the whole eyes thing, like, I know which eyes are lying.
Come on, man. They're
From
painted.
what are you
They're
talking
not even
about?
real.
Well,
Alright.
that's the big discussion around like the Mona Lisa and everything with her smile. People saying it's a sad smile. People saying it's a happy smile. Like people don't know. So many people interpret it different ways and stuff. So maybe that's the same
Yeah,
with
but
art.
Yeah.
Would you say that they're lying to you, though?
Maybe.
Mona Lisa, you can't trust her. She's lied to you.
For me, we're way off topic. I can cut it here if you
That's
want
all
to.
right.
Yeah. For me, her smile is like a looking across the distance at, something she doesn't necessarily agree with, but she doesn't want to make a scene.
Interesting.
Someone she doesn't like has just entered the party and she's going,
Yeah, but you can't look at her eyes and go, she's a liar. I now know what a lying looks like.
Yeah.
give
Like,
Michelangelo
feel free to-
some credit.
Feel free to say you disagree, but yeah, I struggle to think
That's
paintings will
differentiation.
teach you what lying eyes.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
If
Unless
the paint
they
is good enough.
come to life at night in the museum
Yeah.
and tell it.
I like
Write
it.
that down.
I
Write
like
that
it.
down.
So yeah, Daryl walks across the countryside. Nice music, nice
Oh,
montage.
beautiful. Like, look at this as he's like going through the marshes and everything.
Yeah.
It's funny because you remember that scene back in season 2 how he comes stumbling out and he gets shot in the ear?
Yeah.
It kind of looks the same.
Yeah, true. So I mean, yeah, the whole grandpa grave thing, that was cool.
Yeah.
That's something different. Gives a bit more backstory.
William.
Yeah, like if you could get rid of or really seriously pretend that Judith and his whole relationship with kids in the show never happened, then I would feel a lot more positive about this series. It's just that when you look at the big picture of, oh, okay, cool, Walking Dead's ending, but Daryl's story is continuing. We're going to get a series about him. Like, we're going to see his character grow even more. But it seems like they just completely forgot about all the development they did in the show, and they're just redoing bits of it. And to the detriment of the development he did have in the show, because now he's just abandoned these other kids.
Yep. I'm on the same page.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right, about being torn, and that's where, like, New Jersey guy is talking about, you feel like a place is your home, and you get torn away from it, and you find that another place can be your home as well. So
yeah, okay, yeah.
There is a little bit of that there.
Fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, not only did Laurent follow him all the way across the, like, treacherous thing, you know, through the wind and rain and through nighttime and everything, but he's just caught up with him here. And he seems so cheerful about it.
And he's surrounded by walkers that he's managed to walk through. And they're literally like meters away from him, about to kill him. And he's just standing there, not even
cool
looking
as a
at
cucumber.
them.
If any time was fitting for Norman Reedus to let out a meow, it would be right there when he sees.
Yeah. Have we got anything to add to the tally of Mr. Bean tie-ins? Oh, he goes to the beach at the end.
Hey!
That's perfect. There we go.
You just need Lemaire playing.
Yeah. Well, there is a song playing for... Oh, not for this scene, but...
No.
Oh, well. There we go. But yeah, all of this Walker stuff is pretty cool. All the choreography and all that.
Very neat. Very, very neat.
So... Yeah, I want to see him wear that hat actually as well. But yeah, we got the Carol scene after this, after a few fades to black. Bikey guy.
Wasn't impressed. And that's not even because of my prejudice towards Carol. I was happy to see her stand out of the car and everything. But it just seems like such a stupidly risky thing for her to do. Like, she's driving towards a guy with a gun and everything. He could have shot through the windshield and killed her instantly.
True.
Like, it just doesn't seem like a smart thing for her to do.
Yeah.
And then for this guy, bikey guy, to full on turn his back on her and put his head into the trunk, which is empty anyway. I just didn't get it.
You'd think a Carol thing to do is follow at a distance or something, and then the scene is he's setting up camp, he's eating something, and the bike's in the background, and then the gun clicks at the back of his head. Something like that, but yeah.
Anyway.
Where's Normandy Beach? It's not in France, is it?
Let me check for you. I should know this.
Belgium or something?
There you go. Omaha Beach in France.
So is this actually Omaha Beach, do you reckon?
I'd say so. Look, actually, the old the war bunkers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the cliff faces and everything. That's
Like were there other beaches set up the same way, or I would imagine so.
I think
right?
no, because of like the rock coves and everything. Like that's the landing beach that the only suitable spot to land by boat.
Yeah, right. There you go. Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Can I mention one other problem that I had? And this is just like a decent one, which just makes me like face palm every time.
Sure.
So they're back at the nest, and you've got a New Jersey guy. Did we learn his name? I feel like we should pay attention to the names more.
Who cares?
He's doing some kind of like multi-faith sermon, you know.
Yeah.
And he talks about like, we believe in God, but God doesn't exist unless we believe in him. And I was just like, my bro, you left logic at the door when you walked in there.
Yeah.
Like it drives me nuts because I have this kind of conversation with people all the time where I'm just like, there are things outside of like what you can comprehend that will exist whether or not you know it's there or not.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if there are two rocks on the face of the earth and there's no one else there to observe them, is it still true that there are two rocks on the face of the earth? Yes, so mathematics exists whether there's any people to use them or not, like the laws of mathematics. So it's like, it's a silly thing to bring up, and especially if you're like telling kids that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not like the Tooth Fairy or the Easter Bunny. Like,
almost as good as the bit where he almost started rapping, though. That was pretty good. I still didn't hear what he was saying. We rewinded and watched it.
He says a French word.
Yeah. But it was funny. You just said it so rhythmically. Carol's cut it. Oh yeah, she cut her hair in the finale, right?
Did she?
Yeah, I think so. At least in the very
Sure.
end scene, it was already cut. Unless I'm remembering wrong. Don't worry if you can't find it, but that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we go. I've got something else. Once we finish talking about this episode, something else to close us out with that we can watch in the Walking Dead world. Some a new thing that's been announced.
Oh, yeah. Right, here we go.
But I decided to do the Pilgrim's Camino of Santiago, so I stopped at the Abbaye de Bernadette to meet him.
Okay.
And I knew.
Eminem would be watching that going, yeah. Dude spitting bars.
Straight
How many
fire.
times do you reckon he rehearsed that to like nail it? Because he says it so smooth. It's like the longest words. Yeah, that was funny.
I'll bet you he can actually speak French.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. It just seems like a tongue twister, that one more so.
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anything. Yeah. Any last thoughts on the episode?
My highlight will be Daryl throwing the head back at the lady at
Yeah,
the start.
right.
It's
Yeah.
just such like a defiant thing to do. I couldn't tell you if it was done, but I somehow remember that happening in some other movie where like the actual emperor is sitting there inside the Colosseum and like gets like a spear or something thrown at him or whatever by the
Like Hunger Games or something.
no
300?
no, maybe it actually was just Gladiator. I think
Yeah,
he like throws
yeah.
the spear and it like thumps into the thing next to him. It's just
Right.
like a screw you, Emperor. Like
Mm.
they love me. Like nice call from Ben on that one as well.
They love me.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right though about that too. When he defeated the first Walker, they were boo. They didn't like him, and then after the second lot, they're like, "Yeah, Daryl, Daryl."
yeah.
Yeah, interesting. All right. Well, yeah. Look, we've said this a few times, but really, the whole thing is just so strange. Like trying to explain to someone. Especially, I mean, I've had a few conversations recently with people who dropped off The Walking Dead a few seasons ago, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, so what's this Daryl show about?" It's like, oh, well, yeah, he goes to France for some reason. I don't know, like, why they decided to do like. It's kind of interesting, but there's not like a big reason where it's like, oh, that makes sense why they decided to set this spin-off in France. It's just like. You can kind of explain it, but it's not like an obvious thing that why they went in that direction.
Yeah.
Just when you think of, okay, what can we do after The Walking Dead with this character? He's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Where could this go? He can go out on the road on adventures, helping people. He could come against another villain. Oh no, let's take him to France and redo some of the same story we've already done. It's very strange.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm keen for one day, maybe it'll be 10 years from now when some of the NDAs have expired or been forgotten about. Someone will give us the real reason that Scott Gimple wanted to go on holiday or something like that. Like, who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, once more, just to end on a positive note for me, I cannot fault the locations and
Oh,
everything.
for sure.
All of it looks so real. Like, easily the first episode was my favorite, like around the Abbey and everything. It just like, I believed that they were there, which
Definitely.
of course they were, but like, if anything was like blue screened out or stuff was added in, I never noticed.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah. Really well done.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to look up Hogwarts really quick because
Yeah,
I
sure.
swear it's the exact same layout, even with the grass in the middle and everything.
pretty similar. I mean, I would imagine most castles have kind of similar layouts like that. Walkways and courtyards and all that sort of stuff. Once you're done Googling that, Isaac, could you Google, I'm pretty sure it's called The Walking Dead Destinies? Does
Okay.
this sound familiar to you, Liam? I bet you will have seen this if anyone.
Oh.
But it's gone under the radar for a very good reason. But there's a new, like, proper officially licensed Walking Dead video game coming
I think I
out.
have
Proper
seen this.
console game.
Is this the one where it's following the journeys of the show? Up
Yeah.
to like season 4 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to watch the trailer for this all together
Okay.
because I can't stop laughing when I watch it. And part of the backstory to tie into this, you interrupt whenever you want, Isaac, with Hogwarts stuff, is that we've been doing more so for Dead City, trying to do impressions in the lead up to this, just when we arrange what time we want to meet up to record. So I think we played a few of them on the Dead City one. But yeah, there's been some pretty shocking character impressions of Walking Dead characters, to the point where I think we just gave up on it for the most part. Isaac's kept it going.
He has.
But yeah.
Yeah, like I'm disappointed in the both of you. Week after week, I'm like, okay, I've gotten a message. It's close to our meetup time. Let's see what they've sent. And you guys are sending gifts now. Gifts.
So yeah, I mean, like you'll do your alpha voice and stuff. Like, see you guys tonight at 7:30, all that, and then like Shane was really hard to do.
He was extremely tough.
Let me tell you something. 7:30, like it's
Hey
hard
man,
to
let me
do.
tell you something.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Guys, come on now.
That does look pretty similar to Hogwarts.
It does look very similar, but it's not it.
It's not. I would put good money that it's not the same castle they filmed in, but it is very similar.
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
Just because of the double pillars, especially,
Yeah.
like you pointed out, Liam.
Or even just like the roof, shillings.
Like it's extremely similar, but
Not
the
shillings, what are they?
interspersed crisscross of pillars.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Hogwarts didn't have it
Maybe
in the
it's this-
courtyard.
The same medieval builders,
Yeah.
medieval architects.
Hey, if I was shopping for a castle and I saw this, I'd be like, just like that one, please.
Yeah, it's surrounded by a beautiful lake.
Salt Lake, please.
Yeah.
Designed
Sorry,
by
yeah.
Wizard.
you were
So
gonna say-
YouTube, you want to go to?
His family built this country.
Yeah,
Walking Dead Destinies, was it?
I think so. It'll come up either way, probably. I'm so keen to see your reaction to this, Isaac. You haven't heard of this until now, hey?
No, nothing. The top one here?
Yeah, that's it. So like proper PS5, like console game. It's on Xbox as well, I think.
I love that they got a little disclaimer here. Work in progress,
Yeah.
not representative of final quality.
No one is going anywhere.
Oh, boy.
Last thing we need is for everyone to be running off in the dark. I'm keeping this group together, alive. And I've been doing that all along. I didn't ask for this.
Oh, man.
I killed my best
But
friend.
like, look at the graphics as well. You can see that, right?
Go on. There's the door. Let's see how far you get.
Oh, man. Rewrite the story. Oh. Rick got knifed.
No takers? Fine. But get one thing straight. If you're staying, this isn't a democracy anymore.
Oh, boy.
I mean, the graphics are pretty funny. But ooh.
Yeah, see,
Those
all
voices.
you PS PlayStation players can play that one. I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it's not on Xbox. You're right.
I killed my best friend for you people.
You can even do like another take of that.
Yeah, you got Robot Chicken was able to get
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah.
Lincoln. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think of that as a concept?
Interesting. It'd be better as like a book or something like that. Don't make
Yeah.
a whole video game out of it. Or
I mean,
whatever.
it everything about it just screams mobile game, and that it would
Yeah.
be that's all it was. It'd be like, oh yeah, okay, that's interesting enough. So look, I'll pay maybe $20 for it or something. Like, they better not come out and try and charge $60-80 for it.
Ooh,
Yeah,
let's have
just
a
out
look.
of curiosity more than anything. But yeah,
Do you reckon you would rewrite the game, Ben?
well, yeah, it
Like
depends. Like, are you gonna commit? Do you have to commit to like one way of going through it, or can you try the different options and see what like?
Yeah.
because it's an interesting idea straight away, but then I don't know how fun it'd be to play. Like long term, do you just choose what happens and then sit and watch it for 10 minutes, or yeah? So it's interesting.
I mean, I have no way of knowing this about just the whole Walking Dead universe in general, about like its interest. I would assume it's at a pretty all-time low as far as. And you want to come out with a video game about it now? Like,
Yeah.
they've already got the Telltale's like Walking Dead game and everything.
Sure.
And that's interesting enough in its own way, but it's not trying to be the show with like the actual characters.
Sure. Yeah.
$69.95.
Really? Is that AU or US dollars?
From
Nice.
EB Games.
Okay.
Pre-order.
Right. Yeah. No, that's gonna be a wait for a very, very
Yep.
good sale.
I'm with you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you guys
so,
have any highlights from this episode before we?
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah. Probably that Walker tumbling down the sand dune. That was awesome.
Yeah.
What about you?
Fight scene with the gladiator style fight scene. Yeah,
Easy.
Nice.
that whole sequence.
Easy.
And yourself? Oh,
yeah,
you already
just
said
the head toss.
Oh,
and
that's
everything,
right. Yeah. Nice.
I like it.
Very cool.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening, for joining us once again. I think we're definitely, unless anything changes, planning to be back for the Rick and Michonne show at least. That'll be
February, that says.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
A little while.
so yeah, got a while, but I mean that at least that's the last remaining solid bit of hype I've got for the series. So yeah, I'm excited to see where they go with that. And look, I'll at the very least keep watching Daryl and Dead City and stuff just out of curiosity. If we feel like getting together and podcasting, we might keep doing that. But I'm happy to not commit to it too much at this stage. So we'll see what happens. But if you do have any questions or suggestions, feel free to write into turnsounds@gmail.com. Find Just Keep Walking podcast on Instagram as well. You can flick us a message there, or on YouTube even. I think it's just Keep Walking podcast on YouTube. We don't put much up on there. It's not like proper video recordings. It's just the same audio but with a thumbnail over it in case you enjoy watching on YouTube. Find it a bit easier. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. I always appreciate you guys writing in, and we'll catch you probably in February, I guess. So
yeah.
I've been Ben.
I'm also Ben.
I am. I don't even know anymore.
The heat strokes are getting to you.
I was going to say Isaac, and then I went to say my name, and then I thought about you, Ben. And my brain just farted.
We're all
basically.
Ben.
All right.
We are Ben.
Just keep walking. This isn't a democracy anymore.
Yeah, he's got like one chance to say, "Go!"
Yeah.